Hello students, this is your final video about major animal phyla. It's part 3. It's the Eutherian mammal orders. Eutherian are the mammals that have placentas. They're the normal mammals. So we're going to cruise through these. There's just a couple of pictures on each slide. So first of all, we have the group called Insectivora. Features they share, they'll have pointed snouts. They are some of the smallest mammals. For example, some shrews are much smaller than mice even. Many are subterranean. That means they live underground. And their main diet is insectivore, or is insects, which is why they're called insectivores. Next, we have the Chiroptera. Ptero means wing. And I don't remember what chiro means, but their group name is a reference to their wings. These are your bats. They are primarily nocturnal. They're flying mammals, and they use sound in order to navigate. Next, we have the primates. Some features that primates share. They tend to have binocular vision, so 2 eyes, both on the front of their head, gives them better depth perception. They tend to have large brains, except for this particular variety. They are mostly arboreal. Arboreal means living in trees, except for this strange variety. And they tend to have gamer thumbs, or opposable thumbs. And you can see on this particular one that opposable thumb right there. By the way, that was me getting ready to go for a run in the winter when I lived in Minnesota. Xenartha. These members do not have front incisor teeth. They do not have molars, or that very undeveloped molars, and they are insectivores. They include your armadillos and some of your sloths. Rodentia, your rodents. So some features that the rodents share. They have 2 upper incisors and 2 lower incisors, and they always grow. They have the nibbler teeth. So you can see here those nibbler teeth on that beaver skull. Next, we have the Lagomorpha. They look like rodents, but they're not rodents. One of the features that they have that makes them not rodent is they have actually extra incisors. So behind the regular nibbler teeth, they have another pair of nibbler teeth. Also, another feature they normally share is that their back legs are normally considerably longer than their front legs. So this group has the rabbits, the hares, and the pikas. Next, we have Carnivora. Their teeth are modified to eat meat. You see that one yawning? You can see his canine teeth, his carnivore teeth. Just because their teeth are modified to eat meat does not make all of them carnivorous. For example, panda bears are herbivores, but they still have teeth that look like they should be a carnivore. So this includes all your cats, all your dogs, all your bears, all your seals. They're all in that group. Proboscidea. These are your ones with the goofy long noses, the trunks. They also have long incisor teeth that form what we call tusks, and that's where ivory comes from. By the way, you cannot purchase ivory right now because people were shooting too many elephants. So sales of ivory are banned. Sirenia. These are your manatees and your other siren species. They look like they're fat, but they're not really. They actually have a lot of muscles. They have large heads, not really much of a neck to speak of. They do not have hind limbs. Most of them are herbivores. And they're all aquatic. Perissodactylia. Dactyl means finger. These are the odd-toed or odd-fingered ungulates. They are your hoofed herbivores. All of your horse family, so donkeys, mules, zebras, and also some other things you don't think of as being in that group, like rhinoceroses, are in Perissodactylia. Artiodactylia are your even-toed ungulates. These are your big grazing mammals, or browsing mammals, that chew their cud mostly. There are some that don't chew their cud, and they have split hooves. So also a lot of them have antlers or horns of some form. So we have giraffes, we have camels, we have cows, we have goats, we have sheep. Next group we have are the cetaceans. Cetaceans are the whales. Their forelimbs, their front limbs are flippers. They do not have hind limbs, and their nostrils, their noses, form a blowhole on the top of their head, an adaptation for living in the water. Now we go on to some minor orders. Macroscelidea literally means big legs. These are all insectivorous mammals that live in Africa. There are not very many of them. This is called the forest shrew, I think. It's not a true shrew. I don't remember his name. Pholidota are the pangolins. They have large keratin scales on their skin. So most of them are moderately endangered. They're insectivores. And there might be a connection between these guys and coronavirus, if I remember correctly, and how it jumped to humans, but I could be totally wrong about that. But pangolins, also called scaly anteaters. Next, we have the Tubulidentata, the ones with tubular teeth, man. They have weird teeth, and there's only one animal in this group, and it's the aardvarks. Hyracoideae, another minor group. Don't worry too much about them, but they are the hyraxes. They have very poor thermal regulation, which means that they do a lot of sunbathing, kind of like snakes do. In some ways, they're similar to rodents, but so their teeth do grow all the time for gnawing, but they do have a totally different dental structure, so they don't have those nibbler teeth like a rodent does. Again, here are your mammal orders, and that concludes your video series in the major animal phyla. Thank you so much.